Hey kids, welcome to Unit 1, Lesson 10, Two-Way Selection Statements, Exercise number 3. We're really going to get into the two-way selection part of this lesson in this one. The last couple was really showing you what the not operator is. The real important part of the not operator with this and the two-way conditional statements is it lets you run a bunch of conditions while one or the other is being false. So as an example, in directions, we have north, east, south, and west. As long as we're not facing one direction, the other three are true. It just leads us to an easier and more efficient way of writing code. And that's what we're really going to practice today. But you should really know your anatomy of an if-else statement in Java. Let's go ahead and get started with this lesson. We're going to import Painter Plus from our backpack. Why do we have to do that? Well, this is an old version. We want to import a new version here. After we do that, we're going to write a method signature for our move or take paint method. And we're getting pretty good at writing signatures, so that's not too bad. The hard part is inside that, we're going to write the method from our pseudocode. And this is the pseudocode we wrote in class. And from that pseudocode, we are going to try to write Java code for the Painter Plus object to move forward if it is not on a paint bucket while it can move. Otherwise, it takes all the paint from the paint bucket. So we got two things to do today. Looking at our code, we have our main method right here. We have our MyPainter+ subclass being imported. But as I said earlier, this isn't a full class. So really what we want to do is delete this one. And then we want to go up to our backpack, go to Painter+, and then import. Well, that doesn't look like all of our methods at all. Let's go here. And we're missing a couple I didn't commit. So let's make sure we copy it all and go back. So this again, kids, is important to commit our code and Control V to paste it. And that's the old code. Probably in these videos, I got to get better about committing our code and saving it. You should probably as well. Let's go ahead and commit that code. This is updated here. Probably should put some more notes. For right now, that'll work. And we'll hit commit and save. And now whenever we want to import it, now we have all of this code here. Number 2, we have to write the method signature for the move or take paint. And where do we want to put that first? Well, we want it in the subclass, so it's going to go after our last little method here. And the first thing we have to do is we have to write our method signature. And it's just going to be like the above. Public, void is a return type. It has to be named move or take paint. I should triple check this because I'm sure I'm going to misspell it. And we need our curly cues. And that creates the method signature for our method we're going to write. So looking at my pseudocode here, really I want to move while I can. And if I'm on a bucket, I want to take all that paint. Otherwise, I want to keep on moving. And that doesn't sound too hard to write. Let's tab over here. First thing, we need that while statement. And like I said, as long as I can move, I want to move. So we're going to use the method canMove like that. And we need our curly cues there. Ooh, that says white, should say while. So while we can move, we're going to move. And then we have to go to the two-way selection part of this. And this is the part is if we're not on a bucket, we're going to keep moving. Otherwise, we want to take all the paint. And that's just how I'm going to write it. As long as I'm not on a bucket, I'm going to move, otherwise take paint. Let's tab over here, and we're going to do an if statement. And we're going to use our not operator. I told you these are going to be important, kids. So as long as I am not on a bucket, and we need another curly Q here because we're opening up an if statement, we want to move. And then we have to close that if statement. And that's that one right there. So we got to bring this one up. And I'm going to put this over here to this one. Now I need my two-way selection. That's my else statement. And this also has a curly Q. So we have to open that one up. And remember, as long as I'm not on a bucket, I want to move. But if I am on a bucket, I want to take all paint. And that closes that one, that closes that one, that closes the main one. Let's clean up our curly Qs here because these can be intense. We got that one. We should have 3 at the end. And let's get in a better habit of commenting out. This is going to move our sprite as long as it is not on paint. That means whenever we call our move or take paint, it's going to do just that. It's going to move or it's going to take paint. And then we have to test our method here. So we have to call this move or take paint. Everything looks right as the syntax, but you know me, kids. I'm sure I'm going to get that wrong, but we don't know until we try. Let's go over here to call our my painter plus, and we're going to move or take paint. And now it should move across or take paint when it's ever in its way. Let's go ahead and see if we're right. Everything looks like it worked as it should. Key takeaways from this lesson. Key takeaways are going to be this two-way conditional statement and how we use this not operator. Again, this lets us use a bunch of selections and say as long as it's not true to do something. So again, important here to know the anatomy and the syntax of our if-else statement and how the not operator works with it. Hopefully this video helped you understand two-way selection statements a little better and how to use your not operator with them. As always, kids, if you have any questions, come see me. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. See you later, kids. Bye. Bye.